Talking about spelling bee words again. Yesterday we had the hardest ones. Today are apparently the easiest ones. Winning words. The ones you win the Scripps spelling bee with. That is Shane Profit and how it ought to be on 101.1 KRMD. Good morning to you once again. I'm Ace in the morning. It is 9:09 on Scripps spelling bee final day. Tonight is the finale. We're going to find out who the best spellers in the entire country are. Who's it going to be? What little kid is going to be able to spell all the words that we couldn't even pronounce yesterday? Huh? I think it's funny. I love this thing. I was in a spelling bee. I actually got second place back in the day. I think it was maybe third grade spelling bee, Allendale Elementary School in Arvada, Colorado. I almost won. I think it was Chon Park who ended up getting first place. But I've always thought of myself as a pretty good speller until yesterday when we went over the hardest words, the hardest winning words. They were just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous that any kid would ever spell it correctly. So since we did that yesterday, I thought, you know what? Let's go back and see what the easiest words were. The easiest winning words, and I've got a list of the easiest winning words since 1925. And it turns out the spelling bee used to be a little easier, a lot easier. At least I can say these words. If you go back, you can watch the video yesterday. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the video from yesterday where I couldn't even pronounce the words that were on there, even when it had the pronunciation written. The pronunciation was right there on the screen, and I still couldn't say the word, let alone know what they meant or use it in a sentence. And we have 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds spelling them correctly at the spelling bee. It just blows my mind. But like I said, it used to be easier. So the first word that I've got, and these are winning words. These are words that actually won the spelling bee. The first word from 1930, the Scripps spelling bee winning word was fracas. Fracas. Like they have little sentences here. My roommate spoiled the last episode of Succession, and it caused a major fracas. Can you spell it though? Fracas. See, that's better. That's way better. And number two, I feel like everybody can. No, I'm going to take it back. Not everybody can spell it, but I think the majority of you can spell this word. This was the winning word back in 1932, Scripps spelling bee. Knack. Knack, as in, I've never been a good speller. I just don't have a knack for it. Can you spell knack? If the letter you said first was N, you'd be wrong and you'd be out. Next guy wins. Knack is spelled with a K. Knack. That's pretty good. See, they're a little bit easier. We know what these words mean. Number three, this goes back to 1936. The winning word that year was interning, as in, after all the money my parents dropped on tuition, I'm interning at a radio station this summer. That's a bummer. That's a bad sentence. Interning. Can you spell it? Interning. I can spell that word. I feel good about myself. That is a spelling bee championship winning word. I like it. Number four, therapy from 1940. This was the winning word in 1940. Therapy, as in, I told my dad I'm interning at a radio station and now he's in therapy. Come on. Therapy. Therapy. That's pretty good. Let's see what else is on here. Initials from 1941. Can you spell initials? Condominium. Now everybody knows that word, but can you spell condominium? This is from 1967. Nope, 1956. Excuse me. 1956. Condominium was the winning word at the Scripps spelling bee. Condominium. Now that's a hard word to spell if you're not able to look at it or write it out. I think. You know what I mean? You know how they get their number and they lift it up? and then they finger the back of their their number. That's one of those words that I feel like I might even get lost spelling it. I mean, all the O's and the I's and the U's and stuff like that. Be like CONDININ condominium. Hi, Marlene. How are you? We're spelling words today. These are ones you can maybe spell. The easiest words in the history of the Scripps Spelling Bee, actually championship words. Chihuahua for 1967. Can you spell Chihuahua? That's a little tricky, I think. I don't use that word a lot. Chihuahua. CHIHUAHUA. Ooh, that's tricky. Chihuahua. That is a tricky one, I think. Croissant from 1970. You have to pronounce it like that? No, you can say croissant if you'd like. I've eaten a donut and a bagel out of the trash before, but never a croissant. Croissant. Can you spell it? Not if you say it like that. CROISSANT. Luge. That's a good one. Luge. Do you know how to spell luge? Like in the Olympics? I'm giving you time to spell it. That's why I'm waiting. Luge. See if you get this one right. It's more like loogie. Luge. Luge. Did you get it right? That's a tricky one. 1984, that was the winning word. And then finally, the most current word before it just got crazy. Every word after this was just too hard to spell, no matter how good of a speller you were. I don't know how the kids do it. Kamikaze. Kamikaze. Sounds exactly like, or it's spelled exactly like it sounds, I think. Unless you start with a C, then you're in trouble. Kamikaze. 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 Those are apparently the easiest of all the words that were winning words for the Scripps National Spelling Bee, which is going on tonight. And if you didn't hear already, we do have a Shreveporter. You can actually see all of the contestants. They have a really cool website for the Scripps Spelling Bee. You can pull them all up and see each one. I think there were 5 in Louisiana from all over. I think there was 1 in Arkansas. Really good kid, too. Really good kid. And then in Texas, there was quite a few. I think maybe 15, something like that. Texas is big. But congratulations to all the kids that made it. Root for your hometown kids, because that's the best way to go for it. And we'll see what the word is tomorrow. See what the winning word is. It's going to be something I can't say. Pretty sure. I definitely can't spell it. Yep. I couldn't say any of them yesterday. If you missed that video yesterday, scroll down and watch it. The words, the hardest winning words in Scripps Spelling Bee history. I couldn't have a clue how to spell them because I couldn't say them, and I really couldn't even pronounce them, even with the pronunciation under there. It was crazy. These kids are brilliant.